What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Second Street Marvel. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you 3 tips to help you achieve success and avoid failure. Now, before I get into that, please make sure you're subscribed, click the little bell and all of that good stuff. I talk a lot about comics, movies, and even music. So, if you like that kind of stuff, you should stick around. And, sometimes I talk about things like this, things to help you get motivated. Now, like I said, I do have some tips. Now, this is a new series that I am calling Superhero Life Tips. Now, these 3 things that I'm getting ready to cover, I believe are things that are essential and will help you achieve success and avoid failure. Because I'm sure we've all started, maybe a new fitness program, a new diet, or even a small business. Now, in case you guys don't know, a little about me, I am a small business owner myself. I have 3 kids, I have a family, and I even have a bunch of different hobbies, some of which include being a nerd. Not only that, I have actually been in leadership positions in basically in corporate America, and have helped actually do a lot of the things that I'm going to be talking about in these videos. So when I say I didn't just read some books, I've actually went out there and lived everything that I'm going to be talking about. So, like I said, we've all started a new health program, we've all started a new job or anything like that. I'm sure we've all done it. And these 3 things are what are going to help you. The first thing is, anytime you're embarking on something new, you get ready to head out to the gym, you got to have a roadmap for your success. You've got to have a plan. And, along this, you've got to, you've got to go out there, you've got to research what you're going to be doing. What new business are you going to be going into? What's the demographic of people there? What's the average income? When you go to the gym, what are you gonna do? Because you can't just go in there all lackadaisic, working out your biceps, your chest, and just everything all in the same day. There's a schedule that you're gonna want to follow. You gotta have a plan. You starting a new diet, you gotta know what to eat. It's not just as simple as maybe just start eating things that you think are healthier, because there's a lot of things out there that say that this is healthy, eat this. That's not necessarily the case. And just like anything else, you're heading out to the gym, there's a lot of people that are going to tell you what to do. Oh, do this, do that. You've got to have a plan. And that's what tip number 1 is all about. Have that roadmap. Go out and research. Know what you're getting yourself into. And, along with that roadmap, not only knowing what you need to do, you've got to set yourself goals along the way and have an end goal. You got to know where you're starting, you got to know where you want to finish, and set little goals along the way to track your progress so that you are getting, just heading further towards your goal. Have just little ones along the way. They help ensure that you're going to be successful and that you're doing the right things. And if not, you can always go back in there and kind of tweak that plan and see what you need to do to change that so you can actually hit your goal. Which actually brings me into the next one, which is tip number 2. That's have realistic goals. Don't be overly ambitious. If you're gonna head into the gym and just blast your arms out one day, and the next day you can't do anything else, you can barely lift your arms, the next day 2 days later you're still hurting, and you're supposed to be maybe you're supposed to be hitting your pecs that day, but your biceps are still blasted and you can't move them. This is going to be no good if you are going into the gym. So, you've got to have some realistic goals and don't be overly ambitious, because like I said, which this will segue me into my next tip, but you gotta have realistic goals. There's nothing wrong with being ambitious. Just don't be overly ambitious. You don't want to go out there and kill yourself one day. You want to be consistent, which brings me into tip number 3, consistency. You want to be able to head into the gym every single day and be consistent. If you're starting that new plan, that new diet plan, you want to be consistent in what you're doing every single day, even if that's just being consistent with taking baby steps, cutting out soda, not drinking your calories, just drinking water. Start with that, something simple, then move on to, cutting something else out. Or my suggestion, if you're starting something new that I always tell everybody is, why don't you just start with eating a big salad every day, eating a lot of vegetables, just one time a day. Eat how you normally eat, cut out your sodas, and eat a big salad. Something simple. Start with those tests, and it starts with consistency. Do something that's realistic, like the last tip. Do something that's realistic and just do it every day and increase every day. Whether you're increasing your weight, which you don't want to increase that every day. It's progression. But you got to, make little steps every day just to get a little bit better. Push a little bit harder. That's it. You just gotta be, you gotta have your roadmap for your success. You've gotta have that plan. You've got to go out there and have realistic goals without being overly ambitious, and have consistency. Like I said, you head into all these 3 things are gonna help you. You don't just head into the gym, like I said, blast your arms out. You can't move for the next couple of days, because then by the time you're working out that next body part, you're basically starting back over at square one, and that is pretty much pointless. You want to be able to do something every day. So even though you can go in there and say you're just starting out again, and say you can curl those 40-pound weights. Oh yeah, you're big and tough. But can you do those through your whole program and then still be able to do something the next day? Drop it down a bit. Don't be overly ambitious, because that consistency is what's going to be your key. If you're starting a new business, same thing applies. The exact same thing applies. You've got to, have that little roadmap for success. You got to know what you want to do every day. You've got to challenge yourself if you're starting your new business. Are you looking for prospects? You got to go out there and look for, 5, if you're starting out with 5 or 10, get into 10 businesses within your first day if you're doing something like that, or to get in contact with 10 clients of whatever it is you are trying to do. Just start with doing that every single day, and just adding a little bit more in. What else is it you're gonna do? Okay, are they willing to buy whatever you're wanting or whatever it is you're doing? You've got to be prepared. Have that roadmap and have those realistic goals. Know that maybe every 10 businesses that you contact, or 10 people you talk to or go into, out of all of those 10, you might only get one person that actually says yes, wants to do business with you, wants your product or anything like that. Maybe 1 out of 10. So you've got to know that if you want 2 a day, you've got to go see 20 people. If that's your average, it could be lower than that. And chances are, if it's new, it probably is going to be lower. And the other thing is, you want to be consistent. You got to go out there every day and just consistently do it. These 3 things are going to help you, and I can guarantee you that. And like I said, you want to measure your progress along the way. If there are changes you need to make those tweaks. Now, these are things that I have applied in my life and things that I know you can apply. Now, over the next few weeks here of my life, after you see this video, I'm actually going to be starting a Tour de France challenge, in which I go out and ride half the miles that the guys do in the Tour de France. Now, that is 2,100 miles that they ride. I will be riding about 1,100 miles in a matter of 3 weeks. And that takes a lot of things, just a lot of things falling into place to make that happen. I've got to have everything planned out and know what I'm going to do. How many miles each day? How much climbing am I going to do? How much food do I need to eat? I've got realistic goals. If I go out there and, say I do the first 2 days at 50 miles each, and maybe I'm just hurting a little too much, I know the next day, maybe I've got to go out and do 30, and somewhere along the way, I'm going to have to make up that extra time. And that comes with being consistent. Like I said, these 3 things will help you be successful. Have that roadmap, have realistic goals, and be consistent. That's all I have for this video today, folks. But before I let you all go, do you have something new you want to do? Is there something that you need advice on? Please let me know down in the comments below what I can cover in my next video. I would greatly appreciate it. That's all I have for this video today, folks. Thank you all so much for tuning into the Second Street Marvel. If you're not already, please make sure you're subscribed. Click the little bell so you get notifications anytime I have uploaded new content. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't, hell, give it a thumbs down for all I care. But also, no matter whether you like it or dislike it, make sure you share it with a friend and invite them to come hang out with us here on the Second Street Marvel. You all have a very good day. Good luck on your new endeavor, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.